Hey, Pally.
Today's Thursday, January 31st, 2019, and INFocus starts right now.
Club Day is coming to the Quad in just a couple of days. We'll fill you in on all the details of what to expect.
The crisis in Venezuela is escalating due to recent protests.
All that and more is coming up on today's show. Welcome to INFocus. I'm Sarah Nash.
And I'm Max Bonstetter.
There's a lot going on around campus.
Here's some important announcements from today's campus bulletin.
Well, Pally students excited to get their groove on have a couple of options for the dance coming up. First is Pally's Winter Formal, which will be in the small gym with Cream Catering. The dress code is semi-formal. DJ Q from Wild 94.9 will be spinning some sweet tunes. The dance will take place on Saturday, February 9th from 7 to 10. Early bird tickets are $3 for ASB card holders and $5 without an ASB card. At the door, all tickets are $10, so be sure to buy those tickets early. They're available on the Pally web store, on the Quad, and in front of the MAC starting next week. Well, Castellea is inviting Pally students to their upcoming dance this Friday, February 1st from 8 to 11 p.m. in the lower gym at Castellea. The dance will have an early 2000s theme, and for non-Castellea students, you must present a current high school ID to be held until the student leaves. Admission is $5, but the first 20 through the door get in free.
Erica Woosley, a PhD marine biologist, will be speaking at Pally on February 22nd. She'll be bringing 20 VR headsets and will tell us about Immerse, her project to share the ocean with the public through virtual reality. The footage she will showcase will be the final product from her company.
Well, students should make sure to order the 2019 yearbook now because starting tomorrow, the price will increase from $75 to $90. Yearbooks can be ordered on the Pally web store or at the ASB bookkeeper's office in the Tower building. Cash, check, debit, and credit are all acceptable. Email Fatima Giffen at fgiffen@paws.org for more information or to check if you have already ordered a yearbook. With Valentine's Day coming up, ASB will be selling valograms this week and going on until February 8th. Valograms can be purchased outside the MAC at lunch for $3 for one or $5 for two.
Pally's second semester club day is fast approaching. The day is a Pally tradition where students can learn about all of the clubs that Pally has to offer in a fun environment and then sign up for the ones they find most interesting. Club day is this Friday, February 1st. To check out all the cool clubs in their stands, head over to the Quad at lunch. Representatives from Foothills Middle College program will be in room 404 during lunch February 12th to meet with interested sophomores. Students and parents are welcome to show up and learn more about the program and application process. If you have any further questions, contact Middle College at 650-949-7168 or visit the website on the screen. The Teen Arts Council is hosting another open mic night this Friday, February 1st. Come by the Mitchell Park Community Center at 7:30 p.m. to enjoy a free night of music and comedy.
Well, moving on now from what's going on around campus to what's happening in the world and locally today.
Let's take a look at what's topping today's headlines in today's News Minute.
The United Nations Human Rights Office says at least 40 Venezuelans have died in recent protests over the power struggle between President Nicolas Maduro and self-appointed interim President Juan Guaido. Earlier on Tuesday, the United Nations Human Rights Council said 850 people have been detained since January 23rd, the day Guaido declared himself president amid anti-government protests. On January 23rd, 696 people were detained, the highest number of recorded detentions in Venezuela in 20 years, according to the United Nations Human Rights Council. Guaido, leader of the opposition and head of the National Assembly, quickly energized the movement against Maduro. Several nations, including the United States and Canada, have officially recognized Guaido's presidency, while others, including China and Russia, still support Maduro. Well, I heard today in history, something pretty out of this world happened.
I've heard that too, something about the arrival of an animal in space.
And Trey Bischoping can tell us more about that with Today in History. What's going on, Trey?
I sure can, Sarah. Today is a special day for all pets all over the world, as on this day in 1961, Ham the chimp traveled into outer space. The chimpanzee survived the U.S. Mercury program test flight with just a bruised nose. Ham was born in 1957 in French Cameroons, now Cameroon. Captured by an animal trappers and sent to Rare Bird Farm in Miami, Florida, he was purchased by the United States Air Force and brought to Holloman Air Force Base in 1959. On January 31st in 1961, Ham was secured in Project Mercury mission, designed MR2, and launched from Cape Canaveral, Florida, on a suborbital flight. The chimpanzee survived the Mercury program test flight with just a bruised nose. That's all for me. Back to you.
Thanks for that story, Trey. So let's now move on to some good news about how Pally Sports did yesterday.
I think they did pretty well for the most part, Sarah.
Well, that's good because Thayer is in the studio now with the latest in Pally Sports news. Thayer, how did our basketball squads do at home yesterday?
Well, they actually did. The freshman boys team crushed Los Gatos 59-34. Girls varsity soccer was at home versus Mountain View and lost 3-0. However, the JV girls soccer team continued their impressive streak by beating Mountain View 4-0. They are now 12-0-1. Today we have wrestling at Wilcox. Both girls varsity and co-ed varsity will face off against Wilcox at 6:30 p.m. That's all for me. Back to you.
Thank you for that, Thayer. Well, Max, weather's been pretty weird here lately, but at least it's nothing like what's happening in like the Midwest and Northeast where it's in the negatives. So
Yeah, that's true. Some pretty brutal weather in the Midwest and in the Northeast. But maybe our meteorologist, Ingrid Paicho, can explain this phenomena.
Ingrid, what's going on?
Thank you, Sarah. Thank you, Max. Well, for today, it's going to be partly sunny outside. It's only going to be 62 degrees Fahrenheit. The high for today is going to be 62 and the low is going to be 50. Well, there's going to be a gust of wind blowing at 6 miles per hour. Now, looking at the humidity is 76%. Looking at the weekend, tomorrow is going to rain and also Saturday is going to rain. The highs are going to be on the high 50s while the lows are going to be the low 50s. Now, looking at our 5cast, you can see that it's going to rain most of this week. On Tuesday, we were very lucky to see some sun. The highs are going to be around the 50s, while the lows are going to be around the 40s. Now, looking at our Bay Area temperatures, it's pretty consistent all throughout the Bay Area. The highs are all in the low 60s, while the lows are in the low 50s. That's all from me. Back to you in the studio.
Well, that does it for today's episode.
Be sure to visit our website to check out old episodes, check the bulletin, or to send us an email.
Until next time, have a great day, Pally.